Hi everyone, I'm Robert Grant. In this video, I want to show off my homemade tenoning jig. It's made with Baltic birch, walnut, 5/16, 18 threaded rod, and it works really good with my table saw. Well, for starters, I thought up this idea at work, and it rests on the bottom of the birch plywood and the walnut. Someone might complain that this could shrink and knock it off, but I don't think it will. And it's just attached with countersunk screws. And this, of course, is Baltic birch or Russian birch also. And this here is just a homemade wooden knob with a nut on the back. And on the inside, it's got a T-knob hooked to a like an H-shaped plate that's also glued up, and it kept it from laying in. And on the inside, it's got a block. It's got a nut on the end with the nylon so it doesn't come loose, and I put a washer with a screw, hopefully you can see that, to hold that in. And this wood here won't knock a dent in it like a metal will. And the only problem I had with it, when I put a piece in it, every once in a while it wouldn't lay perfectly tight here. There'd be just a little bitty space. Even though it wouldn't be but a few thousandths, I considered it problematic because I wanted them to all be accurate. So I took a piece of zebra wood that was about a 32nd and glued it along here. And what that does, and of course I sanded it too to knock off those edges. And what that does, when it's put in and tightened against here, it'll press the piece. It'll force it against here really well. And that solves two problems. For one thing, they'll always register even if they have a little bit of bow or crook to them, or even maybe a little twist. It may help with that. And also, it also makes sure that it's never a wedge-shaped tongue. Never have to worry about it starting and then getting tight in the end, because that corrects it by having it this way here and the saw being vertical. So that's my jig. I'm very glad to have it. So here's one of my cedar chests here. It has raised panels. Open it up, Gage. Let's look inside. And over here is an oak one. It's about the same chest, except it has a drop down panel top. So I don't like that much. I like it flat better. Go ahead and open it up, Gage. Let's look inside. There you go. And it also has the two latches. Okay, Gage, go ahead and shut it down. Thanks for the help, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
So it's built with frame and panel construction. And my tongue grooves are a 1/2 inch. Goes for the lid also. The lid is 7/8 thick frame pieces. The panel is recessed on the inside, flat on the outside. Makes a more comfortable seat that way. But it's still a frame and panel. When it shrinks, it'll have a little space around the edges of the panel, but that's okay. And there's one of the raised panel sides. And of course the back, which looks like the front. and the other side. I added felt pad so it wouldn't make the slam noise when it's closed. And the 2 spring-loaded lid supports, which make it easy to lift, hold it up, and keep it from slamming so easy. 3 2-inch ball tip antique brass hinges, mortised into the bottom, not the lid, but the frame and panel assembly of the back. And the corners were joined with biscuits. You can see the line if you look real hard. So it looks like I've got enough parts ready to straight edge and cut the width and length to make another cedar chest like the one I showed you. This is the panel pieces here. You can't tell it, but they'll look good once they're glued up. It's a really nice figure and a nice big knot in that one. I'll try to keep it in the middle, and that one there is about the right size once it's edged. Here's the large stack of lumber that I cleaned up for building some more chests, because I really like the one I've built so far, and being left unfinished smells real nice and saves me some finishing work. Some are straight enough to joint. And using a homemade straightener, I was able to straighten the others that couldn't be run through a joiner. By the way, my CMT thin kerf 30-tooth ripping blade, even though it doesn't say so, it's making glue line joints. These are ready for glue up. A pleasant surprise. And here are my pieces to make up a chest. Next I'll cross cut them. I'll be switching over to my Dado now. We'll use the 2 outside cutters only. Make a 1/4 inch slot through all the pieces. be putting the insert on like come with the saw. It leaves room for the dado. Now I'll set it to approximately a half. And I'll use a scrap for setup. Since this dado slot is actually .260 instead of .250, on each side of the wood I need 245, and that's with 3/4 inch stock. With the dado that makes a slot that's .260, I've got 3/4 inch stock, I'm just going to add the space I need. So I need .145 plus .260, and I should be able to measure from the blade edge to the fence and get accurate. I think it comes up to .505. See what happens. See how close I get. Sure not to flip it, I'm going to mark the side the fence is on in case I get it turned around. What I have, .250, .242. So that's 8 thousandths off. So to center it, I need to move the fence over 4 thousandths of an inch. And I'll do so. I'm going to set it at 4 thousandths and move it over to 0. Let's try it again. Now I've got 246, 247, 246, 245, 246. It's perfect. I did not check the depth. I'll do that now. I've got 0.495. .498. I'm going to leave that alone since I'm only 1/2 inch. Now to mill up the rest of the parts. Most people use a miter gauge and their fence, but I like using a sled to locate where the tongues are going to go. And that's what I'm going to do now. my cross cuts done, I'm ready to use this. Instead of doing some fancy setup, instead, I'll just bring you here. Get an idea of what I'm doing. I'm going to guess and keep it away from there, and then I'm going to calculate how far to move it so that I don't have any small tongues. It's nowhere near right. 380. And my goal was 260. So that's a 0.120 difference. I'll move it over 0.60. Do 55 in case I've got something a little off. I can always move it one more time. So I went 0.055. I'll remount this in and try it again. Point 275, 0.274. Okay. I'll go ahead and give myself the 5 thousandths I needed. See, now I've got 261, 262. Probably gonna fit a little snug, but I'll try it. Thanks for watching this video. If enough people like this, I can make a video on how to make one. It's pretty simple. It's a real asset to have. I think mine's a little different than most, probably not as nice, but it worked great. If you like this video, please click like and subscribe. See you next time.